What's up, everybody? Calling back here for a look at week 9 in the queue for the Halifax Moose. Alright, as you can see, I'm alone right now. So the first bit of this live is not going to be too entertaining. I'm going to get the links out on Facebook and wait for a couple people to join in. Reached out to Dylan. Not sure if he's going to be able to make it with me on the call tonight, but hopefully some of you fine folks won't leave me hanging and you'll jump in with me. All right, just give me a second here while I get these links sent out. Oh, it was quite the week in the queue for the Halifax Mooseheads. It was ups and downs, but we always find a way of redeeming ourselves, I think. We are live now. Come join us. And then I will post the link for the page / at the Moose Fans. And then I will post a link in here as well for the Zoom call. If you guys want to join in, please do, man. The more the merrier. You don't have to just join in on the chat. There's you can join in and be part of the discussion, or you can just join in on the chat. Really, it's completely 100% up to you. The more fan interaction, the more fan participation, the better. The bigger this grows, the more doors open up for us, and also for you guys as well for information and such. So join us. All right, so that was the season ticket holder group. I'm going into the Moose fan club now. I'm gonna put the same thing in there. And then it's over to the Moose Country Club, which is, by the way, thanks to Ryan and Mackenzie for allowing me to boost our YouTube and our new Facebook page through their groups. They've been real legends about it. They've really been helping us out a lot. And I gotta say, without Ryan and Mackenzie, a lot of the people who hang out at the games and after the games and have watch parties and stuff, wouldn't even know each other if not for them too. So thanks, guys. We go to the Moose Country Club. These are excellent groups to be a part of on Facebook if you're a Moose fan too. There's more information. They put up stuff we don't even know about. Like, they're always watching to find out what Moose's birthday or what this Moosehead's doing now, and they put it's the Moose Country Club in particular has a lot of information. Season ticket holders, that's more if you're a season ticket holder, obviously, and lets us know what we can find in there. But these are really great facets of information if you're looking for some. And then I'm going to go over to our new Facebook page that was created by my wife. It's called The Moose Fans, same as our YouTube channel. And basically that's just, it's dedicated for the channel. Anything that we put up on the channel will then go onto our Facebook, and you can click the link for easy access to our YouTube videos. Yeah, so that's it. I have 3 people watching already. You guys are friggin' legends, bud. Telling you. Now I just gotta post it one more place, and then we'll get right into it. Dylan, if you're watching, join in. We know we got Ryan coming on here in a bit. He's out getting pizza. But he'll be on after that. And yeah, let me get my doc up for my chat. And we'll get into it. Chat. So if you were chatting already, I have no idea if anything has been said. And nobody's been chatting. If you're here, say hi. Say what's up. Let me know you're in the chat. We'll go refresh. If I don't get anybody join me, this video is gonna bomb. So feel bad for me and click that little link for the Ryan. Where's my pizza, Ryan? Didn't we just eat poutine, hun? All right. So in the chat is also gonna be the Zoom link. There we go. Oh, I love that. I love that we have the words coming up on the screen now for the chat, like that right there, the Moose Fan. All right. So am I still saying I am still Colin Landry? And yeah, I'm just going to hold off for a couple more minutes. Hopefully somebody joins in. If they don't, then I'll just get into it myself, and you'll just hear my opinion until I'm done talking. I'm okay with that. It was Who do we play? We played Baie-Comeau on Thursday, which is a weird night for a game. Then on Friday, we busted up to Cape Breton. Apparently, the roads were treacherous with snow. That doesn't mean anything, hun. Treacherous with snow, and then we came back. They were off for a day. Hopefully got some rest because they must have got some rest because they went up to Moncton and they were firing on all cylinders. But we'll get into that a little later. We're also going to touch on our newcomer. We're going to talk a little bit about coaching. A nice gesture that one of the players did at Sunday night's game. We got an Evergreen Festival we're going to touch on. Obviously, our new Facebook page and any upcoming interviews that we got going on. So those are the topics that we're going to talk about tonight. And like I said, if there's anybody who wants to join, click the link. You can join in on the Zoom, or if you just want to ask questions or talk via the chat, that's an option for you guys too. Yeah. So I came on a little early, so I am going to give it some time. We're supposed to come on at 6 o'clock, and it's 2 minutes to. So YouTube and Facebook can be finicky, and people don't click those links until the time's on. Because if you're a Moose fan and you've ever watched, or a hockey fan, if you've ever watched the CHL app, you know that at 3 minutes after you're clicking that link, and it's still not coming on. So, yeah, that's that. Go check out the old Moosehead YouTube page while I'm waiting. I should have went through these. Oh, who we got? We got Eden. Oh, that's cool. This is her first time joining the chat. Hi, Eden. Can you hear me? Hello? Eden, I hear you. Can you hear me? Hello?
Just give me a sec.
Okay. Ian got tired of listening to me talk to myself. Said, I'll join him. Hey!
Oh, there. Oh, hi.
Melissa says hi in the chat, Eden.
Oh, hi. I can't see the chat. I have too many screens open.
That's okay. That's okay. Mike Jones says, can you hear me now? Yeah. Hold your horses. All right. So you were in Moncton. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but how was the ride?
I guess.
You're breaking up a little bit. I think.
I don't have anything eventful
to talk about on the ride.
Hold on. Try turning the volume up. Try turning the volume up a little bit.
I can hear you. Just glitching a little bit. So we're gonna get into. I'm going to talk about the Evergreen Festival before we get started on game chat. We were talking about it in our group chat today, a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, so this is an event that was put on by Discover Halifax, Nova Scotia, in partner with what's that sports? Decathlon. In partnership with Decathlon, and it's a great festival. There's a bunch of games down there. They got like a curling game. They got Connect 4. They had ball hockey. They got archery out there, and then they have this big screen set up for the Moosehead games. Now we went to Thursday's game. Was it Thursday's game?
Friday.
No, Friday's game.
Friday.
That's right. That's
Friday.
right. We went to Friday's game there, and there wasn't a whole lot of people there. I think it was more the fact that there wasn't enough press on this festival, but it's a really great festival. You're going to check it out this week, are you?
I'm trying to. Well, my buddy that I was there with and his other buddy were trying to convince one of our buddies. We're working on it.
Yeah.
He's not convinced. He said on Facebook maybe, and so I said to his other buddy yesterday. I said, well, we have to work on him because I really want to go.
Is that Todders?
I think that's where everybody else. Yeah.
Todrick, buddy, if you're watching, and I know the other guy's watching because he just friend requested me and I accepted it, and he said he was going to watch tonight. So you guys got to accept and you got to go down. There's going to be a bunch of us down there, and it's a great time.
It sounds like it.
Yeah. So the only issue is their times on their website are wrong. They have the game starting at 7:00, which it is, but it's starting 7:00 Quebec time, not our time. So it'll be 8:00 viewing time for us at the party. Just so everybody's aware. So, is there something you want to get into?
I just like listening to you guys.
I'm not sure if Dylan's going to join us today. I was hoping for it, but he's not answering, he's not responding. So we're going to rely on the fans of the Mooseheads to join in and give us some content. But I digress. We're going to jump right into it. We'll talk about Bakemo and the 3-4 loss against them on Thursday, which I thought was a pretty fair game. I think the Moose played hard. They probably could have had a few more opportunities. The shots were pretty fair. I think they played a tough game, and we just got outplayed and we got beat. That was also the first day that we got our new player in Ethan Larmont. Larmont. I don't know if it's French, but I'm saying Larmont until I know. Do you know how you pronounce it there, Eden?
No idea.
No clue.
He did do a video. Just go on the website. Scott did do a video.
I will go check it out then. Not while I'm live, but I will check it out. But he played awesome. I don't think he's going to be much of a point getter for us, but if you look at his stats, that's not his thing. He's very reminiscent of Zachary Leroux in his play style. He's very gritty, very rough. He's quick, but his face-off wins are incredible. Like, he jumped into the circle on Thursday night, and he was winning. I would have to say 60% of them. Like, he did incredible. For his first night. And keep in mind that he had no time to practice. He came directly from the airport, went to the game on Thursday, so he had no chemistry with the team, no prior knowledge of any types of plays or anything like that, and he came in and he was still able to perform. So hats off to Ethan, man. Like, I think you're going to be a real cool addition to our team, and just a warm welcome, man. Elizabeth says she thinks it's pronounced exactly like it looks, so that would be Larmond. Which could be correct. It doesn't sound French to me, so it's probably not Larmont. But it's so we'll say Larmont, I guess. And then we went to Cape Breton. We had a treacherous trip. We had Sydney and I think Sydney and Tasha both went to that one, so they drove out. They didn't get there till after the first period had started. I guess it was a real bad drive out there with like snow squalls and stuff. So the boys had a hard drive out there, and it showed on the ice. Cape Breton, who isn't really an impressive team this year, but they played extremely hard on Friday night, and were able to shut us out. They blanked us 3-0, and not like that. Manned. Okay. Yeah, they blanked us 3-0. I don't feel like our boys really played very much hockey that night. Hold on, I'm just getting a message here. Nope. The boys didn't play much hockey on Friday night. I wouldn't hazard to say they played 5 minutes combined hockey. And I took to Facebook the next day, and I was pretty angry, but not at the boys. I was quite angry with our coach. And I let it be known, like, here's the thing. He's at the head of the pyramid, okay? And at the end of the day, it's his job to get wins, okay? So he needs to be held accountable. And He's been messing with the line since he got here. He can't find a combination that wants to work for him. And I never see him vocal on the bench. He's never screaming at the boys to do, like, we're all screaming, hit him, put pressure, get in there. And he's just, at the bench. And that irks me. If we're not doing good, the players need to see some excitement from the coach, because it starts at the top to the bottom. So I took to Facebook, and I got some mixed reviews. A lot of people didn't like my opinion, but it's my opinion. It's okay. But I must say, on Sunday night when we played Cape Breton,
Moncton.
Sorry, Moncton. Thank you. This is why I need somebody with me to correct me. When we played Moncton on Sunday night, he was on the bench screaming at the boys, saying pressure, pressure. And this is the first time in, I swear to God, 2 years that I've seen the Mooseheads play 60-minute hockey. They were back and forth constant. They were completing passes. They were tough on the body. They were relentless at the forecheck. The goalie stood on his head. Like, we had an incredible 60 minutes of hockey in Sunday. I don't know who to attribute that to, whether the coach had to talk to me, like, listen, you guys are a much more pronounced caliber of player than you guys are putting off lately, or if everything just finally clicked. But it was incredible. They played amazing on Thursday. I'm just gonna put in the chat
Sunday.
Sunday. I'm gonna put in the chat the link to join again. So if you're watching, feel free to click that link and join in on us. Let's hear what you had to say. You guys get to hear my opinion because I'm loud and I have a channel. So let's hear what you guys have to say. That's the whole point of this channel. Let us be heard. So jump in. Who's this? Oh, it's Ryan. What's up, Rye guy? All right, so I'm assuming you've been watching there, Ryan.
Howdy.
I'm assuming you've been watching.
Yeah, you just crashed and burned hard.
Huh? Why?
Well, this is why I need other people around me. To correct me.
Oh,
That's my sign. I got to dial in.
That's me. So we talked about the last 3 games already. What were your thoughts on the last 3 games?
Go team, go.
Trash, and good.
You guys are killing me tonight. You guys are absolutely killing me.
Hockey sticks, pucks, nets, goalie goals, and Dippin' Dots.
Dippin' Dots.
Oh, sorry. Let me phrase that. Soft serve ice cream.
Dippin' Dots. So you have no opinion on our Moose this week?
Well, I'm glad that they didn't crash and burn after we all made the trip to Moncton. I definitely would have punched somebody in the face had they crashed and burned, because that would have been a waste of gas, money, and time.
No, it wouldn't have. We were still there supporting our boys.
Nope. If we had have blown up yesterday in Moncton, I wouldn't have gone up again.
Oh, that's right. You're a Vegas fan.
Who also likes Cape Breton? Let's just chuck that one out there too.
Who also likes Cape Breton? That's right. So, like, the Cape Breton, like the Cape Breton game was embarrassing. I don't think the players
That was trash.
Yeah, I don't think the players are too happy for their play on Friday night in Cape Breton. But I think they redeemed themselves. They shut Moncton the hell down, and let's be honest, Moncton's supposed to be pushing next year, and they have a very strong team this year and could very well make the push, and they're relentless in the corners as well. So let's not take anything away from the Mooseheads. They weren't playing a lower class caliber team on Sunday night. That was a hard fought win.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, my thing too is given their previous years and everything else, how did we get shut out by Cape Breton?
Right.
How did we allow that to happen?
Yeah. And like I just discussed before you joined us, I think a lot of it was coaching. Whether they want to play for him or not, I don't know. I'm not there, and I'm not speculating, but it just didn't seem like he had the players behind him, and he didn't seem to be putting anything into the team while on the bench either, and that was disappointing. So I personally blame coaching. I know I'm going to get some flack for that in the comments later on when people are watching this. It's my opinion. If you have a different opinion, here's your avenue to express it. Come on the show and tell me I'm wrong.
If we can get Ian, we can get anybody.
Change up the line.
Exactly. I'd like to see some line changes as well. I personally, I think I told Ryan today that I'd like to see Caddy jump down to second line. Not that there's anything wrong with Caddy, but I want to try Ethan at center for the first line at least.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like me and you spoke about earlier today. You can do whatever you want with the lines, but we are getting close to the middle of the season now. It's almost December. We've got to start locking down our lines, and because there's constant back and forth. I get it. We're adding new players. We're getting people that are sick and stuff like that. I get that, but we haven't had one solid line that we have really stuck with since this season started.
That's right.
We've had a different first line almost every single game.
Or every 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. Melissa says the Moose were like a deer caught in the headlights when they walked into an arena that's normally empty and it was full of fans. So in a last ditch attempt to get fans into the arena.
Center 200.
Yeah, Center 200 in New Brunswick. If they got 3,000 fans, Cape Breton. If they got 3,000 fans on Friday night, somebody would win $3,000. And whatever you got to do to fill that stadium, I'm for it. People are saying buy their fans, buy your damn fans. If that's what it takes to fill the stadium, buy your fans. $3,000 to fill your stadium is not a lot of money.
The only thing that I don't agree with on that is how they are going about it.
How's
for those that aren't aware of how exactly that went down, yes, they bought their fans, and they are going to continue to buy their fans. What I don't agree with is them A, having to buy their fans, and B, the approach they went about it. They went as far as to tell their season ticket holders that, hey, if you have tickets in the upper bowl, we are moving you. We will have the upper bowl closed unless we can sell 3,000 plus seats. I'm not a season ticket holder, but I am an avid fan of the Eagles, as I'm sure a lot of our fans know. When I make it up there, I don't sit in the lower bowl. I don't sit in the lower bowl at home. I sit in the lower half of upper bowl. I like the view. I don't want to break my neck. I just went and bought my tickets for Cape Breton on the 30th of December for the Battle of Nova Scotia, day 1. And I was forced by Ticketmaster and the Eagles to buy my seats in lower bowl because they have the upper bowl completely sold out until they need to open it, which is absolutely ridiculous. You should not be dictating where your fans can and cannot sit.
Now,
bought or not, you are going to lose fans that way.
Now, I understand that because that's where you like to sit, but I also do see it on a business level. If everybody who has seats are in the lower bowl, then they get on camera more. It looks like they're more full. It entices people to come to the arena. So I do see your point. I do. It's a pain in the ass if that's where you like to sit, but I do see it on a business aspect.
And the cameras are on that side anyway.
Yeah.
So why not why not make the lower bowl on one half of the arena look full instead of saying all of the lower bowl has to be sold? Because the cameras are in upper bowl. Yeah. The cameras don't ever pan up and see upper bowl because they're already in upper bowl.
So, and I apologize if I butcher this name. Rasmus Martin says it's been Cataford, Vidicek, and Dumais for a long time. But that's the problem is it's only the one line, and we're relying on that one line for 90% of our offensive cover. We're relying on that. Line. Exactly. And you can't rely on one line. You need at least 2-3 solid lines. I don't need to see every game the same line have 3 goals and 1 goal dispersed against 3 other lines. What we need to see is 1 goal from line 1, 1 goal from line 2, 1 goal from line 3. And that way, the problem is with that first line is if once they figure out how to shut us down, that's it. They've shut us down. And there becomes a method to it. They shut that one line down, then they win. They don't have to worry about a whole team. They have to worry about 3 people. So we need to have lines.
Look at Cape Breton. That's exactly what happened in Cape Breton.
100%. Yep.
And I said to Kenzie there last night and to Emily in Moncton, I said, you know what? I think that we really need to throw the golden playbook that we have out the window. We have had that same playbook, the same lines same everything. Nothing has changed in 30 years.
100%.
This isn't football. I know there's one Joe Nemechek or Bill Belichick or whatever the hell his name is, just for the Green Bay Packers. He's got his book and nobody touches it, nobody looks at it. It hasn't moved in 40 years.
Hey,
we don't need that mentality here. We got to get rid of the golden playbook. We got to start from scratch. All of our opposing teams know what to expect. It's been the same for 30 years.
Agreed. Hi, Mitchell. How you doing? Do you have Mike or Cam or anything? All right, we'll wait on that. Maybe he's still clicking in.
Yeah, I'm gonna dip out for 5 minutes while I go upstairs, and then I'll jump back in.
All right, beautiful. See you in a few minutes, buddy.
Sounds good.
Colin, post it again, because Susan or somebody's trying to figure out how to get in on the chat.
All right, so I'm gonna post it in our in the chat that's open for YouTube, and I'm also gonna go back to our the Moose fans group, and I'm gonna post it in there as well. Post. And while I'm at it, I might as well go into the other ones real quick. This is a Moose Country Club, which is owned by Ryan and Kenzie. Great source of information. And then I'm going to go into the season ticket holders, and I'll post it there again. Yes! It's Michelle. Oh, okay. I should have known that last name. Hi, Michelle.
How do you know the conversation?
Hey? All right, there we go. You shut down our top line, and we're very beatable. Yes, exactly. We shut down that one line, and it becomes a crapshoot. And that's what I was talking about, is we need to have some consistency on the other lines. I know for a fact that Jim is well aware of that. I just don't know what he's going to do to combat that problem. I know others are suggesting one of those three linemen on each line. I know Dylan liked to see, Dumais on second line and Vidicek on third line. At least that's a talk that we've spoken about, a line change that he'd like to see. I don't necessarily agree with that. I mean, I'd love to try it to see if it gets us anywhere. But we definitely need to see the other lines contributing as much or at least more. Who do you think the Mooseheads should pick up near the deadline? Oh, that's such a tough question. I've been hearing rumblings of Rollins and a few others.
Who Melissa doesn't want.
Hey?
Who Melissa doesn't want.
I don't want him either. I think he's big for nothing. I don't think he's a very good hockey player, at least not when it comes to against us. I don't watch his games, and he does have quite a good start to the season with a bunch of points, but he's never been able to get more than 2 points on us, and that's spread out over time. I would like Melissa says and I think he would be a great addition, welcoming him home, because as you know, he was a Moosehead and was traded. So welcoming home would be, I think that would be awesome. I think we can make a real spectacle of it. It could be a real, episode at the Scotiabank Center, welcoming him home, and I think instantly he would get the crowd going. We will see what he does without Dumais. When Dumais is gone, he does for World Juniors. Maybe we can even for the juniors. Yeah, so Dumais might be going. We might not have him when he's gone for the juniors. I think we're definitely going to lose him for a couple games while at junior camp. So we'll see what happens then. But the real shot to the heart is the fact that we don't have Lou right now to take on that speed role that Dumais filling right now, which is it's a gut shot. And we also lost Crosby, who was really at the peak of his career this year. He was doing really well the beginning of the season. So plus we're going to lose Dumais. Potentially others, some of our key players are probably going to go for camp and potentially for most of December for the tournament. So December's not going to be a great month for the Moose, but that's what happens when you have higher caliber players. You risk losing them to these tournaments and such. Who we got here? Oh, Ryan's back. What's up, Ryan? So yeah, we were just talking about who we should pick up in the December, the December deadline. Now we've discussed this before, but do you have any thoughts?
One sec.
Oh, no, bring it back. I just didn't know if we were muted. No, don't put it to me.
Come on, Kenzie, get on.
You can have my voice. Luke Woodworth.
So you're right, Melissa. Dume did great last year during playoffs, but keep in mind he didn't have Vinny, but he still had Doucette. He had LaRue. He had Lawrence. We had a much stronger 3 lines last year. But yes, you said Woodworth.
Kenzie said Luke Woodworth. Yeah, but you know where she pulled that one out of.
Yeah, but I think it's a great addition.
I don't think we need anybody because
really?
I'm dead serious. Every time we make a minute change, things get screwed up. We added Ethan or Evan, whatever his name is, Ethan, to the lineup this week. We had 2 losses, 1 win.
Not blaming him.
I'm not blaming him. I'm blaming the fact that we brought on another player. Which means we then had to change up the lines again, and this goes back to me running lines. I can't. Every time we add somebody, our lines just start to get good. We add somebody, we fucking lose all chemistry as a team.
Speaking of lines, I found out Odd McKenna was on the 4th line the other day.
Yes. Yeah. Why?
Because he's one of our better players. He's more physical, which is what we need
on the lower lines. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, that's smart play. Hey, Dylan, how you doing, sir?
Going on, man?
I wasn't sure if you were going to join us.
It's been a great hectic day, honestly.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it looks like you just got up from a nap.
I've looked at my phone maybe 4 times.
Really?
All day.
Just work getting you down, buddy. That man.
It's insane.
The needs that Rollins fill were also filled by Lermond. Agreed.
Yeah. Rollins, in my opinion, Rollins is out. I don't think he's on the table anymore for us.
No, there's a few good options out there for Cam, depending on price. And I think that's key. I think price is everything right now because we don't have a whole lot to give.
Sure we do.
As a matter of opinion.
Sure we do.
I know
we have a lot to give.
You're talking about future promises, you were saying, right?
Exactly. That's how deals are made. That's how we got Zach LaRue. Zach LaRue wasn't... Zach LaRue was part of the Desnoyers trade, but we got him later on during the draft. That's how deals can get made when it comes to situations like this. So, for instance, we know... I'm just going to throw names out there, so none of this is by any means speculation or anything. So we know Rimouski's looking to host the Memorial Cup next year.
Yeah.
So if they have a guy this year who won't be back in the league next year, or we feel that can be an impact player, you go, hey, we'll give you a 2nd and 3rd for this guy for this year, but at the draft, you'll get Russo, so you'll have a number 1 goaltender to start next year, and in that exchange, you'll give us a 3rd and 4th round draft pick.
The chat's about to blow up from you saying that. I know Melissa's down there screaming at you.
Yeah, it's okay. Kenzie stopped chewing as soon as he said rooster.
But he's right. He's 100%
that's
right.
That's the way they would build those trades, the future trades. Because let's be honest, this is the year that we were building for. Next year was not. Last year was not. I think last year we decided to go for it, and I honestly, and I will continue to say it, I think the sale of the team was really a big component in us deciding to go for it last year. And leading to next year, when it comes to guys like Russo or Vidicek, or as much as I hate to say it, Cataford, that's how we build our future. When it comes to the start of our rebuild, is how you build to the future by getting rid of those top guys for something else.
Agreed.
Now, on that,
100%.
Now, on that, do we have the option, and I genuinely mean this, do we have the option of picking up somebody at Christmas and telling them, hey, we're signing you, or we're going to bring you on next season,
Like, it's just from my point of like screwing up the lines. Do we have the option to bring somebody in at Christmas and say, hey, we're going to have you in the 24-25 season or 24-25 season?
Well, they have to be a part of the roster for us to have them.
Yeah, but do we have the option of making them a healthy scratch hypothetically for the whole year, the rest of this
Well,
year?
they still take up that roster spot, which means we still have to dump somebody.
Yeah.
So the only way that we would be able to do that is the only way we'd be able to do that currently is if we trade for a prospect or somebody who's not on a roster at the moment.
Okay.
So you missed a little bit, Dylan, and we'll just recap real quick. We spoke about the 3 games. If you have any opinions, go ahead. We also talked about the addition of Ethan and the coaching that I made a spectacle about on Facebook on Saturday morning. Any thoughts?
Ethan's fitting right in my opinion. For a kid that, let's be honest, the Moncton game was not his best game by any means.
No, agreed.
Out of the ones that we seen.
Out of the 3 that we've seen, yeah.
But it was also the 3rd game in 4 days, and before that, he landed in Halifax at like 10:30 on Wednesday night. Didn't get a chance to practice with the team at all.
Yeah.
Decided to play, or they played him Thursday after traveling the night before. They went up to Cape Breton. He played hard up there. He came home. He had, 1 day with his new billets, and honestly, that's probably settling in and figuring things out.
Yep.
And I think they spent that day practicing, didn't they?
I'm not sure, but it came home. He had 1 day pretty much in Halifax with like 1 full day, I'll say.
And then gone.
And then they went up to Moncton.
Yep.
And then they went from Moncton and they stayed in Edmundston last night. They didn't come home because they're making their way up to Quebec. So this kid here hasn't had a chance. Let's put it this way. This kid here slept in his own bed, even though it's his new bed, like
once,
twice.
Yeah. So I got to say, I'm a huge fan of this kid. I think that he's got grit. He's fallen in as a Moosehead quite easily, I think. We needed him in the dot. For 100%, we needed him in the dot. I think he's going to work out brilliantly with us, at least for this year, because it's his last year. But I think it was a good pickup. I really like this kid.
Well, I have nothing against the kid. I just have my thing right now is lines.
Yeah.
I don't like the screwing with the lines.
So Owen says, could we pick up Tristan Luneau?
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
But at the same time, looking at our defense, who's the odd man out if we pick up a defenseman?
Yeah.
What's everybody's opinion?
I don't want to throw any names under the bus in public. I have no problem bitching and moaning about the team and
it's not sitting there. But realistically, we're talking about who we would pick up. In order for us to have somebody on our roster that would play for the game, we have to get rid of somebody, whether it's a forward or a defenseman.
If I had to cut a defense, it would probably be Furlong.
So you guys are all wrong, in my opinion, 1,000%.
Yeah, I wouldn't cut
because he has his moments, but look at the points he's putting up. Colin, I know you don't like offensive defensemen, but look at the points he's putting up for us. That's helping us getting the puck out of our zone. Yeah. He's one of the guys on the D core that has the best plus minus on the team.
I'm not a fan of him at all. I don't like his play whatsoever. That's who I would pick. It is what it is. Agree or disagree? No, I'm going to show it. So before we get into this, I'm going to interrupt real quick because CJ wants this, so I'm going to show now. So an act of kindness by a player at Sunday night's game. Me and Dylan and my wife and kids were sitting by the players, and they had to have broken 6 sticks the whole game. And one of the last sticks that were broken, Schultze came off the ice and he passed it to my son. He said, "Here, do you want this?" So this is the break. Not much of a break. The rest of it is fully intact. And
like this much of the stick is missing.
So he signed it for him and gave it to my son, and my son is over the moon happy about it. So Schultze, bud, you brought a huge smile to a young fan's face. And I just want to say thank you for that, man.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. You're thinking Schultze? Well, thank Schultze online?
Thank you.
All right. So yeah, we're talking about who we would trade. I say for long. So Dylan, who in your infinite wisdom would you get rid of?
It's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to do. I completely agree with that. In my opinion, and this, because again, in order for somebody to come in, somebody's got to go out. I think the odd man out at this time is Martin. I think Martin's the odd man out when it comes to the defense. Melissa, it's the Mooseheads shirt that I wear every day. Or that I wear all the time.
So explain odd man out. What do you mean when you say odd man out?
Furlong is so we have Dominic McKenzie as our 7th defenseman. I feel it's easier. Trying to say this without being rude. Martin's not a bad player by any means, but looking at the caliber of our defense, he's at the lower end of it. So that's what I say by
Are you talking
odd
about
man out.
like stats?
Kind of, but if I was going by stats,
It'd be
stats
Schultze.
alone, it'd be Schultz.
Yeah.
But Schultz is that two-way defenseman that we need, and definitely holds the line for us.
Hey Kim, how you doing?
Her audio's not connected. But
You can still say hi.
But with Martin, I feel he's the most replaceable, because you got McKinnon, who's the physical guy. You got Furlong, who can move the puck and get points.
Hi Kim. Can't hear you. Sorry, you got Furlong that can move the puck.
Yeah, you got Furlong that can move the puck. You got McKinnon, who's the physical guy. You got Schultze, who's solid on both ends. You got Moravec, who's a European, which when we already, out of the 2 European spots, and him being a 20-year-old, that already locks him into a position.
Yeah.
So realistically, if you look at the roles that the guys fill, Martin is the one that's, if you try to describe Martin's play, he's just kind of like there. So that's what I say when I mean, that's what I mean, like odd man out. He's like the round peg in the square hole. He's like, it can work, but it's not like the greatest. We can definitely upgrade on it, I feel.
Kim, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm
There
in
you
my.
go.
I didn't dress for this. I'm in my house coat.
No, you look great. You look great. So,
Melissa Landry said your mic isn't on. Well, how come? I can hear you guys.
No, it's on now.
It's on now. We can hear you now.
Okay.
So
Good,
Kim,
good.
Melissa Landry is just slow typing like me.
So Kim, if you've been listening in, do you have any opinions?
No,
on
I
anything?
just got on.
Oh, okay. So we're just talking about who we could pick up in December, and if we picked up a defenseman, who we should let go.
And what do you guys say? Well, I heard you say Jack Martin. I came in for that. Is that who you think, or?
That's mine.
Two of us say Furlong.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I think Furlong should go.
And again,
Wow.
by saying this is no means us saying we don't want this person on the
Yeah,
team.
no, 100% no.
Right.
So my issue with Furlong is more on, he doesn't impress me on the ice for one, but for two, I was the nail in the coffin for me was last night at the game. It was pointed out to me that he does no fan interaction. Like people are there trying to touch his glove, and he can't even muster up this to. And I don't care. I don't care.
But then you brought up a good point.
It could be a
What if it's superstition?
Well, he doesn't do it any other time, and he gets losses. So I mean, it is what the hell it is.
But
Right?
he's putting up points. He's getting numbers. he's producing for the team, so it's working for him.
I take it you don't
So
think
you think he's
don't agree.
You think he's an impact player?
Look at the stats.
No. That's stats. Stats mean very
That's
little at that many points. He's not like he's putting up 50 points, man. He's at his points. It's not an impact player. Your opinion is simply that, an opinion. One could say that Schultz is doing a better job of him because he holds a line instead of whiffing on it and let it go and past the blue line. Right?
Well, Team Canada must think he has something.
A lot of people do. I mean, he's even got a contract to the NHL.
Yeah, I have no issue with Furlong. He puts in a lot of minutes. Wow.
He does, 100%. I'll agree with
He's
that.
given a lot of minutes. I don't know if he puts in a lot of minutes.
I don't know. That's just my opinion. If I had to pick one person on the team to go, it would be Furlong.
Well, they were saying, because you guys were at the game last night, so you wouldn't have heard it, but they were saying because Moncton was like, I had their feed, and they were saying, it's one of our scouts, I think, Bob, somebody, and I'd know the name if you said it. He was saying he figures we have to get 2 more good players because we can't do it with just the one line that we have. We need, obviously, and I think he's a scout and he's been around forever. Bob, cannot remember the last name escapes me. And they said, he's a scout, so he might sort of have an inside that he thinks we have to make a couple more trades at least at Christmas. And a lot of the other teams that are kind of up there probably will be doing the same. And like I said, he wasn't just a nobody little guy. He was a scout. Dylan, I'm surprised you don't know the name. Bob who?
Bob LeBlanc.
Who?
When I was
Bob LeBlanc.
Is he kind of baldy?
Well, I went back. I went back and watched the game, and they did have a guy on there. But was it a Moosehead scout, or was it one of the ones from?
No, I'm pretty sure he was with the Moosehead organization.
Because I know usually on the Moncton feed and what's on the Moncton radio station is...
No, but they were interviewing him. Him. Like he came, I'm sure he's with the Mooseheads. I just can't remember the last name. Maybe it was LeBlanc. I don't know. But he's definitely with the Mooseheads.
Regardless, he's right. It doesn't matter exactly who it was. He was right. We need some changes to the line. I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, as forwards, I don't know who I'd want to get rid of because... we as fans grow attached to these players for the most part, right?
Right.
I don't like. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to see Furlong go, but he would be my pick, right? But we get attached to these boys. I wouldn't want to see any of them go. But we do need something to happen with the second, third, and fourth line.
Oh yeah, we can't. Well, and that's what he said. He said we can't have one line. We have to have at least, a couple of more lines. To do if we want to go all the way. And he's true. That's right. That's not.
Especially with, I'm a big believer in one player can't win it all. But missing Lou right now that's a huge loss.
Oh, absolutely.
That's a massive loss to our offense and broadening our other lines. So we definitely need something. There's something's got to give. And the worst part is we're complaining about the lines, but there's going to be more shuffling when Crosby comes back, when Lou comes back, if Lou comes back this season.
I think you'll see him after
January.
I think he's out for a couple of months. Yeah. That's what I've heard, but who knows?
It was Bob Tipper LeBlanc. He is one of our most experienced maritime-based scouts for Halifax.
Right.
That's from
That's
Mr.
exactly
Siteman.
who it is.
Yeah, that's from Mr. Siteman. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more shuffling, and after December trades, there's going to be more shuffling there. But I mean, if we drop down the standings in December, I'm okay with that. Let's use that.
Oh,
time
we're going to.
Yeah, but let's use that time to learn our lines, come back and fight strong in January. I just don't want to see. I don't want to see a shutout to one of the worst teams in the league or one of the middle to lower end teams in the league. That's what hurts me.
Right.
Don't mind me. I'm looking up something right quick.
No worries. So we spoke about the Evergreen Festival. Kim, have you heard about this?
Yes, actually, Melissa was telling me the other night about it. Who puts it on? Like, who is it that puts it on?
So that was Decathlon's in partnership with Discover Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And it's a great organization. It's a wonderful event. We were there on Thursday.
Friday.
I'm so bad with that stuff. On Friday,
I know.
It would have been amazing if there was a lot more people there, because there was probably only like 10 of us watching the game.
So, leading on somebody who we could get, I think an interesting one potentially, and I've heard the name floated around that he's potentially available, is Michael Horth from Charlottetown. He has 25 games played. He's a left winger. 25 games played. He has 28 points. He's currently sitting third in the entire league.
That'd be a good pickup too, because he's still local. Like we stay in the same division. I mean,
Did you say he was a 20 or 19?
Yeah. Oh no, he's a 20-year-old, so that would have to be an upgrade.
We'd have to get rid of someone, right?
We'd have to get rid of Vidicek, or not Vidicek.
That would fall under Fournier.
Yeah.
Or Morvey.
That would be a four. You're not gonna. Your 20-year-old European spot is locked in for the season.
Like
Fournier
by rule.
It's If you get rid of a 20-year-old defenseman right now as a Euro, without getting a Euro, because everybody already has two, you are completely gonna cut out every single player that comes from that country.
Oh, you think
they're not gonna want to come to you? Yeah, they're not gonna want to come here.
It's part of the
Yeah,
game.
you lose the opportunity that could be if you end up starting playing with fire like that.
Well, now let me ask something, and I don't mean to take anything from anybody, but when's the last time we had a skilled player from Euro?
A couple years ago.
Serious question?
That is a serious question.
Ask your daughter.
I said skilled. He's a good player, but
He was skilled.
Ask your daughter.
It was the 2017-2018 season.
And who's that?
Went to Detroit. No longer there.
Zadina.
Oh, yeah.
Spicy Swiss, Melissa says. She, we haven't talked about that yet, so let's just jump real quick into that while we're talking about the Swiss. Did anybody see Ponzetto grow some horns and start trying to do this one? That was amazing. And as somebody who really didn't care for his play style when he first got here, he has gotten very aggressive. I love it.
Yeah. But yeah, Colin. Philip Zadina, the 2017-2018 season.
Okay.
Yeah, he played 57 games for us and he had 82 points.
Nice. Yeah. That's a good
And
season.
then he went up to the AHL the next year when he went up a little too quick. He went up as a 19-year-old.
That happens. I'm glad they didn't do that to Dumais this year. I'm glad he got to come back.
Well, Dumais had a lot more hurdles to jump through than Zadina did.
Yeah, what's that?
Zadina was drafted as a European.
Oh, whereas
Europeans are allowed to go into the AHL at the age of 19, whereas CHL players
20.
and North American players have to be 20.
Yeah.
So even though he played for the Mooseheads, him playing for the Mooseheads was on loan. That's what it was considered as, on loan to the Mooseheads.
Okay.
So he's still considered a European.
Oh.
So Dylan, did you?
How does that work? Because Dumais is on loan. At least that's what it said on Columbus thing.
Dumais on loan from Columbus. Dumais is not on loan from Europe. Again, it's the age thing. Dumais is not old enough coming from the CHL
to play in the AHL.
Play in the AHL. It's the agreement that they have on.
He could play in the NHL if they wanted to keep him, but he can't play in the AHL.
They would need the exemption that Shane Wright got. I think 2 players got it this year.
Yeah.
But Zadina, his contract with the team, I'm gonna absolutely butcher this, but Pardubsis, whatever, from the Czech league, they when he came over, he was still under contract with them. So when he was drafted to the NHL, his agent and everything made the argument of, no, he can play up here, no problem, because he's a European draft pick that just happened to play for this team. He didn't actually officially go in as a CHL player.
Sorry, I'm just looking for some things here. Give me a second. Trying to put another link to our Zoom into the chat. Trevor, you said you were going to join in, bud. So if you're watching, get your butt in here.
I just sent him a message on Snapchat.
Did you? Nice. So the link's up there again. If you guys want to click it and join in, please do. All are welcome. Is there anything else anybody likes to discuss? I want to jump in real quick before we open that up, though, with Dylan. Did you see the new Facebook page?
I did.
So we have a new Facebook page that is for our YouTube channel only. It does not take away from any of the other Moosehead channels, as we still want you guys to go join them because they have a lot of information that we don't. And this is literally just where you can find news and videos on the channel itself. So go ahead and go over to that. It's the Moose Fans on YouTube, on Facebook. Okay, so what else do we need to discuss?
Price
what do
of
you got
tea
on
in
your
China?
docket?
What?
What's on your docket?
Well, we already discussed our loss against Baie-Comeau, our loss against Cape Breton. We discussed the 4-0 win. We discussed Ethan Lermont. We discussed coaching. We discussed Schultz with the stick.
What'd you
Evergreen
say
Festival.
about coaching?
Do we want to dive back into coaching?
Let's go back to coaching.
Well, I didn't hear it. I'm interested to hear what you had to say.
It is my opinion. It's my opinion, and my opinion only. I'm not speaking for anybody else. That our loss was greatly contributed by our coaching, and Jim Midgley alone. I did go on to say that on Sunday night, Jim was very vocal and animated on the bench, and our boys were playing extremely good hockey. He didn't show that in Cape Breton. I didn't see him coach at all in Cape Breton. Aside from that is the lines. He can't figure the lines out, and that's driving me absolutely bonkers. So
Me too.
that was it in a
everybody.
nutshell. Yeah, exactly, right? So that was it in a nutshell. Feel free to weigh in, Kim. Let us know what you think, Dylan.
Oh, looking by Kim's face, she has a different opinion.
No, I don't.
Let's hear it.
I really don't know. I don't have a different opinion. I was never fond of him coming in the first place, but whatever. It's not like we have a say, right?
That's true. Well, that's not true. I mean,
I didn't care for him when he was here before, and I wasn't sad to see him go. And then we got him back. I really think because maybe there wasn't a lot available.
To me, a coach doesn't.
Well, in all
coach-
fairness, when your head coach leaves so early going into before training camp, the pickings are going to be very, very slim no matter what.
Agreed. But a coach doesn't do this for 60 minutes. To me, a coach does not do this for 60 minutes. Put some heart in it. Put the same amount of heart that you ask the players to put into it. That's all I ask. If you're asking the players to put 110% out on the ice, then you should be giving 110% on that bench. I think it's a lot to ask for.
I don't know. That's like asking chickens to fly.
So Owen Gale says, out of the 3 games in Quebec, how many do we win? I say 2 out of 3. I say all 3. There's no reason we can't win all 3. What about you guys?
I agree with you.
We got what? Armada, Valdor, and Huskies.
They can't see you. There's a filter on it. He couldn't hear again.
Valdor might be the only one that we should have trouble with.
Who's
No,
Wednesday? Who's the
Valdor's
Wednesday one?
dude. Valdor's garbage.
Maybe I'm thinking of Huskies then. One of the teams isn't bad.
Yeah, Huskies is the better one.
Okay, so it's Huskies. But, I mean, Armand, we should have no problem with them.
Armada, we beat them.
Yeah.
Valdor, we already beat them. I'm pretty sure they played here.
Who? The Armand?
I think
Valdor.
there's only one team we haven't played. That's Drummondville,
Valdor?
right?
Yeah, we've played them once.
The only team we
Yeah,
haven't
we haven't
played is Drummondville.
No, we haven't played Quebec yet. Here.
Oh, the Ramparts. So Drummondville and Quebec are the two that we didn't play.
We played Drummondville on the 7th.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's next week.
Drummondville's coming up.
Yeah.
We
But-
played
Yeah, that's with our
Jacksonville.
coach, right? Yeah.
But we already
That's-
beat all 3 of these teams.
Yeah, this should be
I get 5.
this should be a
Let me
sweep.
pull up. We beat all 3 of these teams. Armada, we beat them 3-1. Huskies, we beat them 6-4. And Valdor, we beat them the very next day, 5-1.
Yeah, this should be a sweep, I would say.
Well, never say that. You never know.
I said should. I didn't say will. It should be. Rouen will be a tough one, says John Seitman. We've
Yeah, I
learned
think so.
we've learned from the one we played in Halifax, and should have stronger start. 3-3 on
Says
the road.
3-3 on the road trip.
Yeah, I agree. I think 3-3 is capable, and I think that's what we should expect. Any other case in point?
I think Cape Breton might have been an eye opener for us. Maybe we were just winning a little too much, and maybe thinking that we were unbeatable.
Yeah, I also think that Bay Camo kind of put a hitch in our step. That loss,
Yeah.
I think the boys took that hard, especially with the fact that it was an overtime and the goal got taken back, and we got another second chance, and we couldn't capitalize on it. I think the boys were a little mentally defeated from that loss.
I think we need to learn how to play more consistent hockey instead of being a third period team or
Yeah.
gassing ourselves out in the first period.
Agreed.
Right.
Agreed. I think
My dog agrees.
Capete dog. We've said this already in the show that this is the first time in 2 years I think I've seen our boys play a 60-minute game.
Yeah, last night was the first time I can honestly agree that we played a full 60 minutes last night.
Yeah, it was incredible to watch. Absolutely.
They were also on top of us all night as well.
Yep, it was a hard
Where
fought
are
game.
you, Ryan?
I'm at
Where
home.
are you? Oh, you're at home? Is that like
Yep.
a bedroom?
No,
Like
that's
it looks
Just the
like a-
background he has.
That's the background.
Oh.
But it says
Okay.
pizza is the only love triangle I want to be in.
Gotcha.
You're already in one. You're in one with Cape Breton and the Mooseheads.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm also in one with. We'll talk about that one later.
Ooh, dish the tea. Let's hear it.
Here's the
Wait.
tea.
Wait, it's later.
What? It is later. Come on. What's the tea?
It is later.
He didn't say how much later. He just said later.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I say our hardest test, in my opinion, coming up will be Drummondville
Yeah.
because we haven't played them.
because it's our old coach.
I was gonna
Because
say,
it's
that's
exactly.
fly.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That should be
You know
interesting.
he's gonna want to come in our barn and
let's
and
put it
beat
this
us.
way. If anybody
Well-
knows how to shut down Dumais,
Yeah.
it's the coach that coached them last year.
I agree. I
Well,
agree.
and that goes back to my comment earlier about we need to get rid of that golden playbook because we played the same lines for 30 years. When we do have coach changes and stuff like that, and they do go to opposing teams, like Dylan just said, if anyone's going to shut down Jordan, it's going to be Sly. Sly knows how Jordan
Yeah.
plays. Sly knows our playbook.
To be fair, in hockey, there's literally like 5 or 10 plays anyway. It's just the order in which you use them.
Yeah, but the whole, back and forth, pass this pair play, just shoot. We don't need this back and forth constantly. We need it sometimes. We don't need it constantly. And that seems to be our golden play.
Our power
Just pass
play.
it to 9 players 17 times, pass it to the same 9 players 17 times, make the other team dizzy, and then shoot.
Our power play is absolutely atrocious this year too.
Well, our power play against Bakemo is the best it has been.
Yeah.
So, they were actually shooting the puck, especially the first period, they were shooting the puck. They were all over them. They were making them guess where they were shooting the puck from because they were shooting from weird angles. It wasn't just pass back to the forward or pass back to the blue line, skate around, drop it back, skate around, drop it back, pass it over, take a shot. No, they were actually shooting from all over the place in that first period.
Vinny got a short-handed goal last game, didn't he?
Yeah.
Through the
Breakaway.
5-hole? Yeah, that was nice.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, that was good. I love Vinny.
Or hold up pots. Or we pass it to players who constantly take the puck down into the corner or ride it against the wall, and then guess what? We lose the puck.
Yeah, Kilfoyle is probably the worst for that. He's a dump and chase kind of kid. And
Dumais has been pretty bad for it lately too.
Carrying it to the corner.
Carrying it to the corner. Yeah, I'm talking about dumping and chase.
I need to get this off my chest.
Let's hear it.
I've said this. The Bakemo game. I need to go back to this.
Okay.
Overtime. I don't care how good of a player you are. I don't care if the play is offside by 300 miles. When the pass happens and the guy has a step on you and he's going in on a breakaway, you do not turn around and raise your hands up to the refs. You play until the damn whistle. Jordan.
Agreed. I agree.
They scored and it was off. Luckily, it was offside. If he would have been wrong, that was on Jordan. And then he got hauled down. Should have been a penalty, but he sat on his ass while two shots, they made it from our blue line or from their blue line in front of our bench down and took two shots on Russo before he ever stood up. That should never happen. He showed zero effort in that overtime loss when it came to overtime, and it was absolutely disgusting to see.
I'm not gonna argue with you.
And break.
I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm a huge Dumais supporter. I think he was trying to draw the call on that one, and he just didn't get lucky with it.
Yeah, but when you realize you're not getting that call, get up and skate back.
Agreed.
There were two shots on him. He got up and he just made it to our blue line. He skated the neutral zone in the time it took for them to take two shots, ring it around, and lose the puck, and our guys to get it. He made it to our blue line.
Here's the way I feel about that. I'm a food guy. I like food, as you can probably tell. If I'm getting fed for free and my wife brings me a steak that's a little charred around the edges, I'm going to say, that's some good. The reason I'm saying that is because Dumais right now is feeding us. So if he burns a steak one time, not going to fault him too much for it. Right?
Yeah, but we saw it last year. He's not, at least there hasn't been much effort to go back into our own zone from him. There's been more this year. But he's not throwing it back. And Colin, that's where I'll throw this guy in there in Bedard. I know you don't like him, but Bedard puts in more effort to get back to his own zone than Dumais does.
I get it. But you know what? In all honesty, Dumais the one that I see the most covering the point than any other person when our defense are behind the hash.
Covering the point and actually taking the effort getting back to our zone are two completely different things.
I'm just saying, like, well, if you're going to complain about one thing, like, you got to give the guy credit.
He is the guy that's covering the point when it comes to it. There's also times where he's out there on the power play and he forgets he's supposed to be covering the point when he's actually playing that position. He's out there on the power play. He's quarterbacking the power play from the point, and there's a lot of the times where he's forgetting that is his spot. That happened quite a bit in the Cape Breton game.
Now, let's be real. Like, for the most part, his position is cherry picker. He's supposed to be sitting up in the offensive neutral zone waiting for a pass.
No, but I'm talking about when we're on the power play and we have the puck in their zone, he's a lot of the time when he's supposed to be up at the blue line because he's put in that position, a lot of the time he's down by the hash marks, which is the same issue that we have with all of our defense.
Sorry, I'm commenting on the fact that you said he doesn't get back to defend. His position for the most part is neutral attacking zone.
Well, his position should be the entire ice. If he wants to be a solid 200-foot player, that's what he needs to do. He needs to get back and he needs to show more effort.
But I don't think that's what Dumais is. I don't think Dumais is a two-way offenseman. He gets points. That's his job. Is this Jonathan? Whoa, guys! We got a former Moosehead joining our live right now. Let's go, Boone. Jonathan Boone.
Boone.
Come on, don't tease me, Jonathan. We're all just impatiently waiting to see if you're going to come on, buddy.
I mean,
Boone.
How about Boone Contracting?
That's right.
Where's my thing?
He just wants to leave that there so people free publicity, right?
Right, exactly.
That's right. We'll see if he joins us. But yeah, I don't think DeMay's a two-way player. He's a points getter. He's a playmaker. But I don't think he's the one that is supposed to be down there defending our zone.
And that's what sets him apart from all the top tier players in the world.
Kenzie's got something to say.
Go ahead, Kenz.
Don't shine it on me.
I don't shine it on you. I turn it away from me.
I think it should just be take the shot and get it. Don't keep trying to pass the puck to Jordan. Because 9 times out of 10, the kid's not ready for it when they're shooting it to him, and then.
Oh my God, you guys are so friggin' spicy against
I'm
Jordan
not
right
saying
now.
he's a bad player. I like him, but it's always pass the puck, pass the puck, pass the puck. Shoot the puck.
Hey, Boone, what's
Jordan's
up, my guy?
I tag back on that
Ryan,
because Jordan's
shut
always
up.
got something to prove.
Shut up, Ryan. Boone's here. Shut up.
I heard myself getting chirped, so I had to come on.
You didn't get chirped.
He's like, yeah,
I gotta go.
free
My fire
publicity.
alarm's going off.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Sorry to interrupt. I was just going to jump on here and just listen to what you guys were talking about. That's all.
No, you are not interrupting, man. So, for those of you who don't know, Mr. Boone here has graciously accepted our offer to come on to the show. He is scheduled for a show in the future.
He obviously accepted it. He's sitting right here.
Well, no. He's got to have his own episode, right? What do you think of the Moose right now? Let's hear your opinion. That's what we're doing right now. We're discussing the Week 9 in the queue for the Halifax Moose.
Sure, they're coming off a couple of losses there, but I mean, I think that they've got all the pieces. I'm happy to see Dumais back. I'm not sure how it's going to help them moving forward. We've seen the same thing. This is just my opinion, by the way. What happened with Drouin. I really blame the Tampa Bay Lightning for what they did there and sent them back. I think that really killed the kid's confidence. And moving forward from that, I mean, you got your line mates in Nathan McKinnon going on, and you're a pretty high draft pick, and I think he was skilled enough to make the team at that point in time, and I just don't think they gave him a shot. And I'm obviously hoping the best for Dumais, but I think he's there now. So I just he's going to take everybody with him, I'm sure, and they're going to have a great season. They got a great organization, and I was really happy to be a part of that. Leaving the 67s in Ottawa and come. Listen, I can play a fourth line in any league. You know what I mean?
I love that. That's awesome. No, Dumais certainly. We're just talking about Bedard, and my issue with Bedard is not that he's a trash player, because he's an exceptional player. The fact that he got 3 more points than Dumais last year in the CHL and got
in less games,
and got 1,000,000% more publicity, and then fine in less games, but then in the showdown for the NHL prospects, Dumais doubled Bedard's points, and they called the NHL season the Connor Bedard Tour. That steams me, man. That steams me, because Dylan is every bit as good a player as Bedard.
I very much am, and his name's Dumais.
You what, sorry?
You said Dylan very much is good player as Bedard.
Dumais, yeah. And Boone agrees with me, and he's the expert.
I agree with you.
I think that, the Team Canada thing, World Junior stuff that went on, you put all the best players, in the CHL and on Team Canada, and, people getting snubbed. The people that get snubbed, even when I was playing at the time, obviously I did not get snubbed, but I wasn't one of those guys. But, you play with guys that deserve to be there, and or even against guys that deserve to be there. And then watching some of the players come in that have ties to coaches, or, it's just, it rubbed me the wrong way, to be honest with you. But that's the hockey part of it, and that's, people say there's politics in hockey, and that's
Absolutely.
That's the
I'm a parent now of a Cole Harbor hockey kid, so two of them actually. My daughter,
Go Red Wings.
Go Red Wings, yeah. And I'm coaching the U11 AA. I'm coaching the Colts Junior B team. I'm coaching my daughter's U7. And I see my wife, probably once or twice a week, high-fiving out the door when we pass each other at the in the doorway, or when she falls asleep on my shoulder at 9:30 at night. That's about it.
So who was your coach when you played?
I actually coached against them last night for the first time. We played the South Shore Mustangs, and Sean McKenzie was the coach then, with Cam Russell and Chris Donnelly, Fabian Joseph. We had a great group. We had a really talented, really tough hockey team. We were an intimidating group.
So tell me something, because we were talking about coaching there earlier, and I blamed a little bit on Jim Midgley for our performance the last couple games. Just he can't figure out the lines. He's shuffling the lines around, can't figure it out. That apart from the complete lack of vocal characteristics, he wasn't animated on the bench. What type of coaching staff did you have back then? Was your coaches very vocal on the bench? Were they yelling at you guys?
So I'll have to.
Colin's very much turning this into his interview, and it's going to take away from.
Well, I'm really sorry to jump on it.
No, I'm not putting the blame on you by any means. You're more than welcome to be on.
I actually just wanted to be a spectator and see what it was all about, but I'm going to disagree, Colin, right off the get-go, and I know you put the blame on Midge, but being a coach myself, at some points in time, you get the team that shows up to the rink, not the team you prepared on Monday through Friday, or Monday through Thursday, and you get a game on a Friday. That team that you prepare all week long, and you walk into Friday and you're ready to go. That team doesn't always show up. You're hoping they show up, but you don't always get that group. So sometimes you're talking about you're not knowing the lines and stuff like that. And he seems like he's got a bit of a dog's breakfast going. That's what he has to do in order to try to get back into the game. Some players are going for him, some players are not. The chemistry's not there. You don't know what's being said, in the dressing room between guys. Somebody had a really crappy day, and you don't know it as a coach. You're walking on the bench and you're hoping that kid's going, but he just got a call from his mom, and his mom is sick or whatever. You don't hear about that, the personal stuff. So you do your best as a coach to try to read, and you know what, being animated sometimes. I was up to 4 or 5 years ago, I was a really animated coach, coaching junior B hockey. And standing up on the dashboards at Cole Harbor Place got me nowhere. The refs don't change their calls, and what I've learned over the past 23, 24 years as being a player. I played for Brian Kilray in the OHL. I won a Memorial Cup. I played back-to-back Memorial Cups, and Sean McKenzie was the best coach. I had Bob Mongrain when I first came here, and it was McKenzie who I really enjoyed he actually coached the individual instead of coaching the hockey club. So, and I've kind of taken the good and the bads from all of the coaches that I've had, and kind of tried to learn from the good and the bads, and work on the kid and not the team. The power play is one thing, winning games is great, but you can't come in and give a kid crap after making a mistake on the ice. Some kids will respond to that. Hey man, what were you doing out there on the ice? Like that was a shitty pass or whatever. And some kids will fold up
Yep.
stop and, just go into a shell. So it is coaching the individual. I find that, that's what I've kind of learned over the past little bit. And, you can blame some things on the coach. Coach has to adapt a lot, during those losses, even while they're happening to you. We lost last night 2-1, and we lost on Friday night 8-4. It was, it was tough to coach, but at the end of the day, we're sitting in first place in our division, and you need to really, look back at what made you successful and try to get back to that, and remind the guys that that it's a fun game to win. You put in the work, but when you put in the work, you'll have fun. So
see, and this is why I asked the professional there, Dylan. He kind of made me sway his way.
45 minutes later, you have your answer.
Oh. He said what I said. You can't just put it all on the coach. He just said it in a longer way.
Yeah, Dylan, that's not what
I was actually agreeing with him.
That's not exactly at all what Dylan said. But anyways, coaching was on the docket, Dylan. I wasn't making anything my personal anything. Coaching was on the docket.
I know.
Does anybody else have anything to say about this week in the queue? Crickets.
So
Crickets.
I'll go back and I'll touch on the Dumais thing and the whole Bedard situation.
Have at it.
So, in my opinion, and I think in many people's opinion, Jordan Dumais did not make Team Canada because they sent back 3 NHL players. If they did not send back those 3 NHL players, Jordan Dumais was 100% on that team. That's who he lost that spot to. So, that's what I'll say about that. But when it comes to the Bedard thing and your dislike for Bedard, and your whole dislike for Bedard is because of the media, the way that the media has covered it, right? Like, that's pretty much what it seems like you're saying is he has the same amount of points.
I don't understand what the hell that matters right now, though.
Well, because I was talking about, we were talking about Dumais, and then you jumped in and switched to the coaching again.
Yeah, my personal opinion on Bedard has no bearing on our team. I don't like Bedard because of, you're exactly right, because of what the media did.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, why, like, Dumais wasn't getting as much coverage and stuff, because with Bedard being as dominant as he was in the juniors,
yeah,
Bedard being a first overall pick, those are the reasons that he's not getting the coverage that he's getting. Jordan was a 3rd round pick. He came out of nowhere. Should he be getting talked about a lot more? Yes. But I still feel, and it goes back to what I was saying, there's still things that, well, everybody on that ice in general, whether you're a top tier player or a bottom tier player, that can work on. I feel he has a lot that he still needs to improve on, which is why he's not getting at it.
I agree 100%. I think that's partially why he's on loan to us. I think that's partially why he's not playing in the NHL right now. I don't think it has a whole lot to do with... I don't think it has a whole lot to do with his size. I think he has stuff he has to work on. Agreed. 100%. Like case in point on Thursday night. Thursday night. He made some mistakes, right? He's human. He's going to have his bad games, just like Russo. Russo's one of the top goalies in the league or in the Canada right now, and he had a bad night. You know what I mean? It is what it is, right? I think that this year we need to pick up these 3 wins in our away games to keep our status in the CHL right now. I'll tell you that much. Because I think on Tuesday we're dropping in the standings.
I don't think we are.
You think we're going to be first?
Yes,
I say we'll still be first.
No way.
I don't know. It's not like we lost against crazy good teams. We lost against one good team and one less than average team.
It doesn't go. But we don't know. What did the other teams do? How did the other teams do?
I think that's what's going to happen. Is that it's going to come down to what the other teams did.
Right. We still
at the same time in the week.
We still had it was us and the number 1 team. We still went to overtime with them and still got a point against them. Then we lost and we bounced back and absolutely shut Moncton out, who's right behind us in the standings.
Well, no, they're right behind us in our division. The standings, they're in, I think, 10th place.
Yeah, but if they jump ahead of us, then they jump like 4 spots then we drop down because it goes the top 3 teams, or top 4 teams, are the division leaders.
Oh, I think we're going to drop down.
Yeah.
I don't think we're going to stay number 1.
No, I think we're going down to second at least, and Melissa feels the same, which is fine by me. We can battle back. We're going to have a rough December anyway, so
Right.
it is what the hell it is, right?
So that's another thing. It's not going to be a rough December.
Oh my God.
It's camp. No. Simply because camp for the juniors was originally going to happen over in Europe. So any players that we were picking were going to be gone for majority of the year or majority of the month over in Europe. Camp is now happening 3 days in Ontario. So
do we have games in those 3 days though?
We play the.
It's the 10th, I think, is when they go.
It's the 10th to the 13th, I believe, is when camp is happening.
Is there one game? I thought there was one game when that was going on.
We play against St. John away on the 9th, and then we play Bathurst on the 13th. And then the next game after that is the 15th. So for the guys for the players that don't make the team, they'll be back for that game on the 15th, most likely.
So they'll miss 2.
I say they'll only miss 1.
Okay, so
if it's the 10th, it's the 10th to the 13th.
And if
9th.
And if they take Russo and Dumais, or Russo, Vidi Dumais, or Cataford, or
Furlong. Wow.
But we're still gonna have. I don't say it's not confirmed yet who everybody who's going, but if we pick our guys who we think, if we think they're inviting 5 guys, I don't think all 5 guys are making it.
No, but I think at least 2.
No, but if they go, they're going to be off the team for whatever.
They're going to miss. Yeah, they're still going to miss. Yeah, exactly.
They will, but they're bottom teams, right? It's not like we're missing them when we're playing.
Cape Breton's as close to a bottom team as you can get.
Yeah, and we lost.
Yeah. But we are actually playing the bottom team when they're gone in St. John. They're one of the teams on the 9th. And then the next one's Bathurst.
That's the beauty of this league, is that a bottom team can beat a top team.
Bathurst is not a great team in standings, but they're a very tough team. Yeah. They're very hard on the body because they have a goon for a coach.
Right.
Yeah, they do, man.
They're aggressive. They've always been aggressive.
Yeah, they're a tough team to play. Yeah. I think we're gonna get hurt. But I think in January, February, we'll make it up. And I think we got a real push this year. Who do you think, John, that we can pick up in December trades that'll make the team better?
Oh my God, I have no idea. I honestly, I don't know if you need to be that much better. I think you know all the pieces are right there. There's a couple of you got great goaltending, you got great scoring. I think on the back end we're pretty good too as well. But are we going to do that again? Is the question. Are you going to bring in the Lawrence and bringing in all those guys? It's great, obviously great to watch, but sometimes that it can come back and backfire too as well. Like you disrupt the chemistry in the room, and not everybody. If you have a wheel that's running pretty smooth, you're going to hit some bumps, but you want to work. You want to work on that, right?
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Yeah.
Also, I'll throw a counterpoint on that. We kind of did that when we hosted the Memorial Cup in 2018, 2019. We just went with the team that we did, and it didn't work out the way that they wanted to. The Huskies went out and added Dobson. They added players that made big impacts in the finals. We didn't, and that Dobson was a big difference maker when it came to that finals. And
we added a bunch as well in 2000 when the Halifax first hosted the Memorial Cup. We added a ton of guys, and you're not beating Brad Richards, and although it's just it didn't help.
It can definitely go both ways. It can both
100%.
ways can definitely and benefit the teams.
But like bringing guys in that gel, you know what I mean? Like if they probably brought Dobson in and he gelled really well with the group. We brought in guys. It was Benoit Douceblon, Nick Greeno, Jules out of the Rock, Ramsey Abid. Like we brought in all those guys same year, and some guys really good. Some guys, you know, we there was cliques that were formed and whatever, but we had a pretty tight knit group coming into Memorial Cup. I mean, we lost out in the first round, and we went into Memorial Cup, and I think we beat Kootenay 7-1 and Barry 5-2. We played against Sheldon Keefe and all those guys, and then we played Brad Richards, and we lost to those guys most of the year. They beat us in playoffs and put us out, and then we faced them again in Memorial Cup, and it was just like, you know, you're sitting back going through trauma again. It's like post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Oh, we lost to the Huskies both the President's Cup and the Memorial Cup that year we hosted to the same team, and they hoisted both cups on our ice.
Yep.
Owen Gale says we could pick up Felix Denis, but where would we play him? I'm not sure who that is.
So there's such thing as adding too much as well. If you add too much, then it can really disrupt, like Boone was saying there. But I don't know where he would play.
So while you're doing that, Boone, did you get a chance to take a look at Ethan Lermont, our new addition?
I haven't seen it. No.
Oh,
but I will after this.
He's stellar, man. I really like him. He's given a Zach LaRue feel to me anyway. He's a real gritty player, not a point getter, but really good at the dot, and he's a worker. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You need those guys to kill penalties. You need those guys to, you know, bring your team back around. I know what's getting out of the game now. Like my type of game is long dead. So when I yell it out to my kid, you know, to the players I'm coaching, you know, do this, do that, and they're looking at me like I'm a dinosaur. So it's yeah, no, coach, nobody does that anymore. No.
So Lou Felix Denny is a 20-year-old right now. He's playing on Shawinigan. So again, 20-year-old forward winger. That's a Fournier. Is he better? I don't think he's better than Fournier.
It would have to be a trade up.
Yeah, I don't think he's better than Fournier is doing for us right now.
I love Fournier.
He has 25 points in 24 games.
I hate that his name's even mentioned as a trade, like even a whisper, because I think Fournier has a place here, and I think he's solidified his place here, and he shouldn't even be talked about being traded, in my opinion.
Great.
He's
on that note, guys. I gotta take off and do a couple bedtimes.
Thanks for joining, Boone. I really appreciate it, man. That was
anytime.
Awesome.
That was great. Awesome. Talk soon.
Take care, buddy.
Hey guys.
Talk soon. That was awesome. That was incredible. I love that he joined in. That made my night, man. That made my night. Yeah. So I think Lou could fit. It'd just be a matter of what we give for him, right?
Yeah, and the only one that would fit, or that we would have to get, we'd either have to drop Fournier completely or we trade him.
Yeah.
And again, the reason I'm saying Fournier is simply because the 20-year-old Euro spot's already taken.
Yeah, and we have two other 20-year-olds.
The other one we just picked up, so we're not getting rid of him.
No, I agree.
Right.
Yeah, so what we wouldn't even be looking for. We'd look for a forward, but it would have to be a younger one.
Unless there's the upgrade for the 20-year-old.
So do you still feel we need to split that top three line up and one on each line?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. And I will keep going back to it. I will keep saying it. The best run that we had all last year was when they were on separate lines. I feel the Cape Breton game showed it the best. All they had to do was put the pressure on. Like, nobody played good, so I'm not just putting it on the top line. But they put the pressure on that top line and made it difficult for them to have room and have space, that once they couldn't do anything and they get majority of our points, it makes it hard to do anything else. Because if, as guys who are lower on the like in the rankings when it comes to the team and lower in the lines, as somebody, again, I've played high level hockey, not to this degree, but I've been somebody who was down at like a third line guy, but I've also been a first line guy depending on different teams that I'm on. as a third line guy, if the top line guys are just getting shut down out there and they can't do anything, and it goes back to coaching as well. But if you're not getting an opportunity to go with those guys or to be split up, you feel you're not as good as them, or like you can feel that to a point. And I think splitting them up and giving other people a chance with them, because we don't know what the chemistry would be like between Fournier and Dumaine.
We don't know. We also don't know how detrimental that would be.
No, but we haven't tried anything. The lines have been the exact same pretty much all year long.
Well,
so far.
that line has been the exact same. The other lines have been shuffled to hell.
Yeah, that line works.
Yeah.
But the last 4 games, since Lou left, the lines
last two games, the lines have been the same. Last 2 games. But the lines have been shuffled around a million times since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, because they're trying to find what works, and nothing's working except for that top line. So why not split them up? And if you give a guy like Ponzetto a chance to play with Dumaine or Vidicek, somebody who can put the puck in the net, because Ponzetto can pass.
Yep.
Just the guys that he's playing with, it's not the right line combination for him. Guys that he's playing with, if you put him with Vidicek, who knows like places to be and knows how to find the open ice, same with Dumaine. Dumaine knows how to find the open ice, right? As much as I shit on him for that one game, he's a phenomenal player. Like, I'm not discrediting how good he is on the ice. That one game absolutely pissed me off, but I can't take his skill away from him at all.
I completely agree, Melissa, and I thought I've already said it this show as well, that I think Cataford needs to be dropped down to make room for another player. But my concern, let's say they do that. They put, Dumaine on 1, Video on 2, Cataford on 3, or whatever combination you want to say,
yep.
Right? And we go with your plan. And how long until we say, okay, they're not gelling? Or how long do you think you're going to say, well, they just don't have chemistry yet? They got to build it. Give them time. You know what I mean? Like, we know the first line is going to bail us out or get us points. So how long do we allow them to be split up before you're like, okay, I'm wrong, let's go back to the way it was, right?
Yeah, but when that top line gets shut down, we're not getting anything. We're not getting anything from our...
Well, but that's not usually the case.
Guys below the first line. So
we're going to find out when that top line is gone, even for the tryouts. We're going to find out what we have for a team.
Right. Like, we're not...
We already found out in the first 2 games.
Yeah, but we were also missing key points in our back end. And we were missing key points in everything when it came to that. It wasn't just... If it's just Dumaine and Rousseau that go, we still have Vidicek, we would still have Cataford, we would still have Furlong, we would still have McKinnon.
Look, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not. Trust me. I'm simply playing devil's advocate, and my fear is that's what's working for us right now. So what happens if we change it and we completely go to shit? How long do you say until you say personally, okay, I'm wrong, or oh, well, they're, give them a chance. Like, we can't afford to wait a month for them to gel.
Right.
You wouldn't do a month, but at the same time, I can't say, after 1 game, you would have to put them back together if it doesn't work. Because if I put a time frame on it, I can go back and look at quite a few games. For instance, if I say 1 game, I can look at the 1 game that we played against Cape Breton where the top line didn't do anything. Neither did anybody else.
Yeah, but that's your only point right now. That's your only reference point, that 1 game. That's your only reference point for that line being shut down. That's your only reference point. Now, John Seitman has a good point. Cataford and Fournier had a great bit of chemistry during the run last year. Seeing them two on line 2 together, I could get down with that. And then put Ponzetto in there with them, and then Lamont on first line. That's 2 lines right there that I think would work really well.
I agree, and that's where I'm saying split up. And I still want to see the big 3 on separate lines. I said it last year when we had Lawrence and Dumaine and Doucette. I've been saying it this year. I want to see them on their own lines. There's points, and we can, if we end up getting one of those three on that we're talking to, then we can ask them what the success was like when they were on their own lines as well.
Yeah.
Because realistically, that's going to be the person that can shed the most insight into this than any one of us.
But keep in mind, last year it's comparing apples and oranges. Last year's team and this year's team, it was a different team.
Right.
We lost more key players last year than what we have left. Our impact players from last year are gone, and now it's the dawn of a new era, and we have new key players that we need to hone them instead of breaking up. We need to work on the line 2, 3, and 4.
They're not giving the guys an opportunity to play with the top guys, so we don't know whether it'll work. We don't know whether it won't. We know what works for one line right now.
Right.
But if we can split up that first line and spread the scoring out, so now a team has to, when we play a team like Moncton, and they have to now split up their shutdown guys. 1 second.
Yeah, but you're assuming that when you split those 3 guys up, that whoever the 2 you put with them are going to fill right in and play along well with them. These guys are the 3 that the top 3, they're 3 good players.
But you guys are also
split them up.
You guys are also doing the same thing and assuming that if we split them up, it's not going to work. We don't know what it's going to do. We don't know as it stands right now because we haven't seen it. I want to see it. I want them to get to do that. I want to see the opportunity of them play with different guys, because when it comes to playoff situations, if our top line's being shut down, we need to know that Vidicek's able to play with Lermont, or Vidicek's able to play with Ponzetto, because we need to be able to rotate them.
First of all, that's what practice is for. Second of all,
practice is completely different than a game.
Second of all, no, that's playing together. They can still feed each other in scrimmages. Second of all, I think splitting up that line and putting them all on individual lines is coaching suicide.
Yeah.
But everyone's entitled to
100%, 100%.
But again, we don't know what would happen if they split them up.
No.
As it stands right now, we don't know.
No.
We don't know if it'll be good. We don't know if it'll be bad. But
we know what we're doing works most of the time. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but you can't run one line, because
what happens? I understand that. When they interviewed that LeBlanc, that Bob LeBlanc, he said he figures that we will be getting rid of some younger talent to bring some more experienced in. Now, obviously, they can't be 20s because we kind of have those ones picked out. But he said he figures the only thing we can really give are some younger and up-and-coming talent, like the younger guys.
So that's what I said last week to Dylan, is trading maybe like a Fontaine and a Kilfoyle, just for example, to a team that's rebuilding and want younger players, and we could take some of their 19-year-olds and bring them down. I think that's a wonderful idea.
That's exactly what he was implying.
Yeah.
And he's been around forever. Like, I'm sure he's not giving away the secrets, but that's he says we need a couple of tweaks, and it's not like we're going to give some good players away for it right now. Why would we do that if we're going to go all the way or try to go?
So
go ahead.
We got Mike saying, Mike Jones, who I believe is Chris. It's the double-edged sword, damned if you do and damned if you don't. And then Owen adds, we need that physicality on the first line. I agree 100%. Put Lamond on the first line for a game. I agree. I couldn't agree more with Owen
I said that after the first game.
Yeah, 100%.
We agreed on that. I said that first game, put Lamond up there. Because
I like him.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. You put Lermont up there. Is he playing wing?
No, he needs to play center. He's our best centerman right now, statistically.
So that goes back to what I was saying before we picked him up, in my opinion. You play him on center over Vidicek.
Yep, put Vidicek on wing.
Yep.
And put
So you
Cataford
move
down.
Cataford down to center.
Yeah.
Which I like Vidicek. I don't think he's a centerman.
Agreed.
So
I think
I'm fine with that.
he's a better goal scorer and point maker.
He's a better winger. He's a better winger
100%.
than he is a centerman.
I agree.
So I've always liked when they had Cataford at center when he came back for those first few games. He was doing great. He was doing like our face-offs all together were still low, but Cataford was doing good on center because he's a big body and he's hard to move. When he gets down and he has the strength on the stick, he's hard to move.
So
When do we find out? Sorry, when do we find out who's getting the invite to Team Canada?
Whenever Team Canada releases it, it could be tomorrow.
Well, like that's next weekend, right? Like the 10th is next Sunday.
Yeah,
Is it
it
Sunday?
could be
no, that's
it
14
could be
days from now. It's 2 weeks.
It could be tomorrow. It could be a week from now, because where they're having camp in.
Colin, Friday is December 1st. It's the 10th, so it's like a week. Although I guess we are Monday.
Yeah. John Seidman says he'd love to see Fournier, Cataford, Peich line simply as both have some great shot production. I agree. I like that line. I wouldn't complain with that line. I think that'd be a great second line. And I would put Guilfoyle down to third. You know?
Yeah. But that comes to breaking up that. Either way, whether they're all on their own lines or you split them up and keep Dumais and Vidicek together, or you keep Dumais and Cataford, or Cataford and Vidicek together. Either way, those three should not be playing on the same line together.
I agree. I'll agree with that.
Three powerhouses. They're three separate powerhouses. Break them up, put them on each line. I don't know if you guys already spoke about that.
did.
Obviously, I wasn't here for a bit, but
That's Dylan's thought. I don't think we should split up Dumais and Vidicek. I don't.
I mean, we already know my opinion on Dumais, so we'll leave it at that.
Which
but I think if
makes
you've got
no sense
if
to
you've
me.
got if you've got 3 or 4 powerhouses on one line, move them to a secondary line. So your second line, your third line, wherever you put them, stands a better chance. Don't outplay your first line because they're going to get tired. And I think if you broke it up a little bit, if you moved Vidi or you moved somebody whose name I will not mention to another line, that there's a better chance.
How what do you have up your ass against Dumais? Like, I don't get it.
Let's get him started, Colin.
No, I want to hear it. Tell everybody what I don't get it. What
I
more does
don't
he
like
have
the
to
fact
do
that
for
the
you?
team caters to him. I don't like the team caters to him.
Who
I
caters to him?
understand that there are things that have to be done and stuff like that to progress, but his points couldn't care less about him breaking records. As long as the kid gets points throughout the year, let him get points throughout the year. Why is he got to break the record? Why is it got to be pass the puck to Jordan, constantly? Why do we need to focus?
Why do you think that's even the topic of conversation? Like, they're saying pass the puck to Jordan. Why would you think that Jordan is very much a playmaker and not a selfish point scorer? I've seen him pass the puck more often than not.
But Colin,
right.
he plays for himself. He doesn't play for the team.
But where do
he
you
plays
get
for
that?
himself.
Ryan, I'm gonna stop you on that one because you look at Dumais' stats and numbers and everything.
Assist.
He has a hell of a lot more assists than he does goals. He's not. He's more of an assist getter than he is goals. That's the reason why he's been 5 goals.
But he's a point getter. He's a point getter, and the team is catering to that. They started that last year.
That's the point of any front, any forward.
But
It's
why
not
does
just
that
let's
just
go out
be
there and
Jordan
have
getting
fun.
the points? Why does Jordan have to be the only one that gets the points on his line? Why
'Cause
does
he's
everyone
that
have to
good.
pass the puck?
Because he's the
But
better
why
player.
are we not giving the other players a chance to play?
He's passing the puck to Vidi more often than he's taking the shot, man.
Vidicek had 3 goals yesterday.
Yeah, Vidicek
Unless
had
he's
2
got something to
goals.
prove. But unless he's got something to prove, so like trying to break records and stuff like that, then it's the Jordan show. It's catered to Jordan. The team caters to Jordan.
Well,
and
if
so does
he's
the
not
coaching staff.
supposed to try,
If that's your thought, then in his first, if that's your thought process, then he should have very little points in his first year with us, right?
I liked him last year until team started catering to him. I had no problem with the kid until the team started catering to him. We lost games because Jordan had to break records. They had to pass the
No,
puck to
no,
Jordan.
no.
Yeah, we did. We
No.
lost one of the games in the playoffs because Jordan had to break that stupid record.
He didn't break a record
Didn't
last
break a
year.
had to
record
pass
last
the
year. He
puck
wasn't
to
close
Jordan
to a
every
record.
single time. If we didn't pass
He
the
didn't
puck
break
to
a
Jordan
record
every
or
single
anything
time,
in the
we would have
playoffs.
won.
He didn't
He didn't
break
break
a
a
record last year.
Not in the playoffs.
Did he not break a record last year? Or was he
No.
not set up to break a record?
In the regular season, not the playoffs.
Either way, still, I don't know what game it was, but still, we fumbled that game because it was every time that somebody else had the puck, we had to give it to Jordan.
I
And
know
Jordan did not prove
exactly
himself, and we lost that game.
I know exactly what game you're talking about. I know the exact game you're talking about. You're talking about the one where he broke the single season point record.
Yeah, whatever it was.
Actually, it was the game before. So I know exactly what game you're talking about. That game, yes, the team, the other players decided we're going to give it to Jordan so he can break this record and people can stop talking about it. That's what that was.
Yeah, but it's been I think it's been the same this year. He's got other records and things that he needs to break, and people are doing the exact same thing. I just don't like the kid.
But that makes no sense if you think about how many times he passed. He's not holding on the puck. Lawrence was a bigger puck hog than Dumais.
Yes, I agree.
Absolutely.
Dumais not holding on to the puck, trying to get goals.
Right.
He's passing the puck to his teammates. Vidicek had 2 hat tricks this year. He had 2 goals last night, and all mostly because of Dumais.
Absolutely.
I don't
He's
know.
playing much
I
better
like
with Dumais.
Yeah, he plays
like
good
it.
because of Dumais.
Absolutely.
And I get if you have a personal beef with him, I get it. I don't like Bedard for my own personal stupid reasons. But to say the team's catering to him, I think that's a little off base.
That's just what I see it. The team's catering to him. He's got things to break, records to prove. Everything else, it's okay. Well, it's Jordan's time to shine. Screw everybody else. Jordan's time.
I think,
I think that's maybe the players are helping him to break those records, but I really don't think he's saying, okay, you got to help me so I can break this record. I don't think it's that way at all.
I personally don't think Dumais even cares about the records. He's got bigger plans in mind when he leaves here. You don't care about...
I mean, and you see
I disagree.
that.
I think he cares about the records, but I don't think they're like catering.
And you see that firsthand because when he scores a goal and stuff, he's just very like I get that if that's his style of play, that's his style of play. He's nonchalant, which is fine, but I don't know. I just don't like him. I did until he started breaking records and everything else, and I just found that our plays as a team became all Jordan based and not team based. It was in the interest of Jordan and not the team. I find.
I just don't see that. I don't see it. Like even on watching them on the ice, I don't see anybody trying to get him to score. I don't see it. It's been what 6 games since he broke maybe even more. At least 6 games since he broke the all-time points record, and he's only gotten 2 goals, and he still has a goal record to break, and yet he's passing the puck for Vidicek to get a fucking hat trick.
Yeah.
Right? Like that just doesn't make sense to me. Right? And not saying that you're wrong for feeling that way. I mean, that's the way you feel, that's the way you feel. But I just don't see logically where your thought path is coming from, right?
Yeah, and I mean, like we say on this channel all the time, our opinions are our opinions,
right.
and
I agree.
we talk about them and we move on, right?
I agree.
Nobody should get butthurt over somebody else's opinion of stuff.
100%.
We all have them. We're all human.
If opinions are like assholes, everybody's got one, and they all fucking stink.
I haven't heard that last bit. That was good.
Wash yourself.
Wash yourself. All right, so I did want to bring up who we have coming on the show next, just so that anybody who's by chance still watching, if you guys want to give let us know if there's any questions or anything you'd like to touch on. So right now we have Lawrence coming on Wednesday, not Thursday now, it's Wednesday. And then we also have who you just
When
seen.
is that? What time? Wednesday?
So that'll be out next week.
Yeah, it won't be released till next week.
Okay, gotcha.
We got Darcy Ashley coming on. We got Jonathan Boone, who you just seen with us tonight. And we got Luca Campini.
Campini.
All four of those are lined up for the next couple weeks. So if you guys have any questions, inbox me or Dylan.
Also, throwing this out there right now, I know we mentioned it before. Within the next couple of weeks as well, just about little over 2 weeks, we have another former Moosehead lined up that we still got to get the questions to.
Y'all are doing interviews that close to Christmas?
Yep. I'll do one.
We have one December 16th.
Yep.
That'll be up later on. So, and you want
probably breaking the new year with that one. Oh yeah, go ahead.
We said who it was. We have LaRue going to join us
with special,
awesome.
with special guest star.
Tyler.
No, maybe.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, maybe.
Grandma LaRue.
Probably.
Grandma LaRue. That's right.
That's right.
I think his whole family's going to end up making it there.
Which would be awesome.
I think they're all going to be pretty much involved because they're all going to be around him.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Or when they're away in Winnipeg, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was gonna say you should try to do like a special episode or even some pre-recorded or something with Zach and Tyler.
That's not a bad idea. Maybe we can get them on by themselves after we do the interview. Something we can release.
It's just a thought, right?
They'll all be together.
Yeah, but I like them to talk about their friendship alone for like 5-10 minutes. That'd be great. That's what
I mean, like even a special segment.
That's something that we can release right away while we're waiting for the interview to come out because we got 5 weeks.
Yeah, how long does a short have to be?
Less than 60 seconds.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. Okay, so that wouldn't work then.
Yeah, no. But that's what we got planned for the channel for the next at least 5 weeks. Again, we're going to throw in a couple of these a week, or at least one of these a week, where we get on and chat with you guys and let you see our ugly mugs for a couple hours a week.
Actually, there's also a chance that one of the ones that we named is going to be live.
Oh, that's right.
It's
So
going to be
we just haven't confirmed. We just haven't confirmed the date or the time.
Who was that?
Well, I'll talk to you off air.
Okay, all right.
Keep that one
because I can't remember.
Yeah,
who
I'll
that
try
was.
not to have any more fire emergencies during these meetings.
All right, guys. I think that's it for us. Thanks for tuning in. It was a real blast. I liked how confrontational it was tonight. It was a little bit. I liked it. It was good. It was good, man. I liked it.
A little feisty.
Anytime I'm on the live, there's gonna be feisty. Let's go.
Will someone
Chris.
bring in their antlers out?
Chris, that's definitely a topic that we got brought up with him.
Yeah, we've actually discussed it with him, so Kendra's definitely going to be mentioned in that episode. All right, guys. Thanks to all our newcomers who joined us today. Special shout.
Says wait.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to start saying it anyway. Special shout out to Jonathan Boone for jumping into the impromptu chat with us. That was absolutely amazing, bud. And just waiting for a word from my wife. What does she have to say? My lovely, beautiful wife. What's up, babe?
Oh, look at Colin trying to earn brownie points.
No, he's trying to earn that.
Listen.
He's trying to earn that steak from earlier.
No, listen. She puts up with me. I don't know if you guys know what goes into this channel, but it's from me at least 20 hours a week working at this desk, and she puts up with it and doesn't get mad at me. So
I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it. Colin does a lot of all of the hard work, really, when it comes to doing this.
So I'm not kissing butt, but
well,
So
maybe
you're
that
earning-
gives
you're
her
earning that
time to
steak.
do something on her own.
she did. She started the Facebook for the group.
Don't forget to check out the Evergreen Festival. Dress warm and bring blankets.
Yeah, so
I'll be there Wednesday.
We'll be there. I don't know about anybody else. I'm pretty sure Ryan and Dylan will be there. Me and my wife and my kids will be there.
The one thing I haven't gotten.
I need Dylan's help to get Todd to go down.
We'll get Todrick there. We'll get Todrick there. We'll get him there.
Todrick, you're coming.
How it is, Colin.
But that's one thing I don't know how it's going to work on Wednesday, because on Friday, Friday, it was on Eastlink.
Yeah.
The game's not being broadcast on TV.
Yeah.
How
I'm
are they
assuming
gonna...
they'll tap a CHL feed.
They would have to.
But here's the thing.
8 o'clock start, not 7.
So I asked them. I was talking to them. I asked the organizers. I was like, okay, wondering how the games are going to be happening in Quebec. How are they going to be shown? Eastlink does not show those games. The reply that I got was, here's the full broadcast schedule. Just saying that they're showing it. They did not answer saying how the game was going to be shown.
Yeah, which we know the broadcast schedule has been posted.
But we also have to
The
worry.
CHL app or TVA.
Yeah, but we also have to worry of, they also have Mooseheads appearance schedule for those days when they're up there.
They also have it scheduled for 7:00 start.
Yeah, it's an 8:00 start, which is going to be interesting because it shuts down at 9:00. Like
no, that's when all the games
not
and
our
shut
event.
down.
Yes, I say, the festival, not our event. Like, well,
Yeah.
not the hockey event.
I'll tell you, if anybody watches this from that festival, if you turn off them fires before the game's over, I'm rioting. It was cold.
If they turn off the game before it's over, we're rioting.
We can just bring our own fire sticks and pug.
And plug it in.
That's not the
plug.
point, Colin.
But
Whoever said it,
that's what I'm worried about, is
I'll fight
how
him.
it's gonna be broadcasted, because they have not said. Every other time when it's been on Eastlink, it said Eastlink. They haven't said how it's gonna be.
They broadcasted yesterday's game from the CHL app.
So Siteman says that the appearance could easily be back in Hal. We had a gnome there last time, so. And Mike Jones, otherwise known as Chris, it's down by the food area on the waterfront down off of Lower Water Street.
There's the gnome.
That's the gnome. Gnomeo and Juliet there. All right, guys. That's it. That's it for us. Hope you're all healthy, safe, and happy out there. And as always, can I get a Go Moose Go?
Go Moose Go!